Hello, welcome to today's video. It's Monday the 12th of June, it's 5:30 in the evening and we have a little bit of rain. What about that? So I've been watering all day on the right side, but I don't think it's going to last. So what we're going to do is we're going to crack on with what we came to do, and today we're going to start burning in a double stripe. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. Alright, so what we're going to start doing is I want to get some nice pictures because we're coming to that time of the year where the sun's going to be at its highest in a couple of weeks. I'm going to get some nice blue skies and we're going to get this lawn looking absolutely spot on. We're going to see out the drought, which you have done here, so today we can get with a lot of products because we've no stress anywhere. What we did last time has really come good for us. So what we're going to do first is, as you can see, we've got single stripes. So I went that way and that way over the weekend. So what I'm going to do today is, first of all, I'm going to cut it with the rotary and I'm going to start burning in some double stripes just very loosely, just gives a guide. But there's something I need to tell you about that next, so join me when I've got my mower out. Okay, what was it I needed to tell you? Well, basically this Hayter is a 19-inch machine where our Alec Sterling and Kensington, they're both 17. So when we start burning in our double stripe, we need to take that into account because for every 2 stripes we do with this, we're going to gain 4 inches with it, and then when we come on with the Sterling or the Kensington, we're going to be 4 inches short over a double stripe. So we need to overlap by 4 inches on our second pass. So what we'll do is we'll get on number 2 ready to go. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'll do a single stripe and then I'll come back down, and then when I do the second one I'll miss, and then by the time we know it we'll be bang on what we need to do. So best I show you rather than trying to explain. Alright, now so you can see the double stripes coming together, and what you could see there, I overlapped when I was coming back down and on the way up, so that my stripes end up the same width as 2 widths of a Sterling at 17 inches. So what happened on Saturday was Lloyd, my good friend from a long time ago, came and he chopped down a tree here, and whilst he was here he was so like amazed at the lawn. He took a photo and he posted it on the Facebook group, and then somebody said, oh, he's not done the edges. Well, I hadn't, because I wasn't expecting there to be a photo taken. So what we'll do now is we'll sort those edges out and they're nice and crisp and nobody can have a go. What we'll also do is we'll have a go at these weeds here, just make it so nobody has a moan at me this year. Alright, so the next step in burning our striping, I want to get the scarifying attachment on the Alec. What I wanted to do was put that in the Sterling, but yesterday I tried with all my might to get the nut off to do the conversion kit, but because that's quite an old reel and it's a bit rusty, I just couldn't get it off. So what it needs is, that needs screwing down to the floor, because as you twist in the nut, you're obviously twisting the attachment as well, and I just couldn't get enough weight behind it to anchor it down so I could twist it. So I've got this today, which is fine, it'll do a job for us, but when we use the verticutting attachment as well, we'll use the Sterling for that, and when we come to give it its final cut with the cylinder, we'll use the Sterling for that as well. So we've got the scarifying attachment in. We could have used the Old Faithful, I have got that, but I don't want to be that aggressive today. We just want a nice groom, 100% coverage across the blade, which the bladed scarifiers don't give you. So what we want to do is we want to thin it out, we want to take some of the necrotic growth out, get everything standing up the right way, and then that in itself is going to give us more definition with our double stripes as well. So let's get to it. Just hope it starts. I've not started it for a while, since I was working at Keith's. First time, and I promise that's the first time. Okay, so that stripe's slowly getting stronger, stronger and stronger. And if you have a look in the box, what we've took out, can see all this rubbish. This is the hardest bit, filming with one hand and holding the box with the other. I'll just tilt it down a little bit. So you can see we've got all that necrotic growth in there, which is your dieback. So it's important when we're putting products on and putting granular feeds on that we remove all this to create room for the next batch of growth, because if we were just to feed it without taking all this off, we're going to have all that in there and we're going to have the new growth as well. And can you imagine how sweaty that's going to get in there when that's in the lawn, 30, 40 degrees with water as well. It's a disease haven, so it's good to get all this out, which we've done. So what I'm going to do now is we'll go on with the verticutter, see what we can do with that, and then we'll go on with the hater again just to pick up some of the debris that's been left behind, and then finally we'll go on with the cylinder, polish it off, and then we'll talk about what products we're putting on. So we've got our prototype blade to go in, our verticutting reel with double the amount of blades on. So you remember, if we want to move it whilst there's no blades in, we have to engage the lock mechanism because the electric shuts off. So we have to disengage, put the cartridge in, lock these two, lock that back down, get the grass box. Be good if I was organised. Slip that on and we're ready to go. Now what we're going to do is I'll spin it round, dial on the side, and if you remember we've got the attachments down here. This is your cutting side and this is your attachment side, and we want to get that down to 0 first, and we'll have a look at and see what it does at 0. Last time we were here we did it on 0, so I've no reason to go any deeper than that because we've also scarified. So that's right there, and remember when we finish with that to put it back up to where you want to be millimeterage wise, because if you leave it there, you're going to scalp when you go on with your blade. So I must remember, because I have forgot just the once. Not recently, last year after telling you to do it, I went and did it myself. So we'll try not to do it here because it's looking so good. To show what we've got out. This isn't half of it. The rest is in the bin up the top. You can see we've got even more. We've got more grass out this time, which is good, which is what we want, which is what the verticutter is for, to get rid of side shoots and stuff. It's not really for getting necrotic growth, although it does. The idea with the verticut is just to get that out. Oh, did you see that big flash of lightning? Should I carry on or should I see it out? I think I'm going to go and sit in the van because I don't want to get electrocuted live on YouTube. So we'll see what transpires, but hope to see you very soon. Okay, we're back after a few flashes. I think we're in the clear, but if not, it was nice knowing you all. Now let's have a look up close. Nicely thinned out. You could probably go the other way as well if you wanted. It's just I don't want to, because one, I've not got time, and I don't want a crisscross stripe. I just want to do vertical stripes. So that's why we're not going to do a double. No room in the green bin. Lloyd chopped that tree down the other day and he just went, oh, I'll put it all in the green bin, not thinking of me, leaving me some room for anything. He's just gone and filled it with a Christmas tree. So thanks, Lloyd. So what we'll do now is we'll get on with that hater, because like I've showed you, it's still quite long and there's still a bit of debris. So we'll go on again, then we'll go on with the cylinder, and then we'll get on with the products. Alright, so we're just ready to swap over our verticut cartridge to our blade. So it's just in reverse what we did earlier. Be careful when you're lifting this out, when you're very low, you have to twist it a little bit back on itself just to raise the front roller up, and then this will come out. You see it's not coming out just because it's too low, so I need to raise it up a little bit. It's just getting caught on that front bar. So see that goes in really easy. No world record attempt today. I need to work on that before I have another go. And more just slot back in, press down. And remember what I said before, to turn your blade to where you want it. Now we've been cutting at 20, so I'm just going to stick it back up at 20 and we'll see what that does. In fact, because we've taken all that growth out, 20 might be too short. I'll go on at 25 and we'll see what happens, because we're going to sink now because we've took a load of stuff out, so the grass is going to be standing up taller. So I'll just do it at 25 just to be safe, because we can always take more off, we can't stick it back on. So let's see how we get on. So after the initial trial at 25mm, it didn't take anything off, so I just reverted back down to 20 and I was happy with that. Nice clippings, look how finely cut they are. They don't smell great, they don't smell like they normally do because there's not much feed in there, so they're not really vibrantly smelling. If at all, really. I've not got COVID, have I? God, that would be a nightmare, wouldn't it? But no, I think they're just not that smelly because there's not much moisture in there, really. But as soon as we get some feed on there, some water and some of the other products, we'll get the grass growing, and that in itself brings like a nice vibrant smell with it as well. So then when we cut, we get that lovely just cut grass smell. Okay, so I decided to go on at 20mm in the end. 25 just didn't cut it, so I dropped it down. Look at that, we have a weed. Oh no. Right, so that's at 20mm. You see how short it is now. Wimbledon, they're cutting at 8, so they've got another 12mm off that. So imagine how short theirs is. They never show up close pictures. I don't know if they're just highly guarded or that, but they get you so close and then stop. What I wanted to do was show you this patch here. Now you might be thinking, what's this here? This is some perennial ryegrass going into reproductive mode. So when photosynthesis takes place and the plant gets glucose and stores its starch, whatever, one of the things it does do is take some of that and turn it into oils, which then used to get the seed. So when we get, well, not grass, but like oilseed rape, and we get rapeseed oil, that's the seeds being crushed and that oil which has been produced comes out. So that's what's happening here. It's beginning to seed, and we do get that. That's just general. I'm sure they get it at Wembley as well. But yeah, just thought I'd show you. All right, so we're just going to go on with our equilibrium now. It's an 1855 NPK, 50% coated. So you're going to get 50% kicking in straight away and the rest is going to be released slowly. It's got mycorrhizae in there for your roots, magnesium, calcium, no iron in there just because we get that on with the Galactic. Great fertiliser. Now next week I have got a new one coming out for those of you who don't want a coated one and just want something a little bit cheaper. I've got my Dan's Deep Green coming out, which is 18,515 with 2% magnesium, but that is totally uncoated and it'll work straight away and give you a lovely deep green as long as you water it in as well properly. So without further ado, let's get this on. I'm just going to go on number 30. I've got a new spreader today because the other one, the gearbox went on it. I go through these like underwear, believe it or not. So we'll just get it on number 30 and we'll see what happens. Nothing's going to happen. Oh yeah, I can tell it's new. Lovely. I just push it very slowly, just to the width of the double stripe. And you hear the thunder? I'm absolutely bricking it because I'm just thinking I'm going to get hit by lightning. But I'm carrying on stupidly. Okay, just go like that. Just turn it right at the top. Always do the top. Come back down. Do it very slowly. Oh, there you go, another flash of lightning. I best get this done. It's going really dark. Feels like it's going to absolutely chuck it down, which isn't a bad thing, but if it could just hold off until I'm done with this, that would be absolutely fantastic. Doesn't matter if you go onto the curbs, because sometimes you have to do that just so you don't end up with a ring of fertiliser, like a curve. So we've got 2, 4, go on this, let's go up here like that. So we'll just get it on this last bit, just do it very slowly. I'm probably going to lose quite a bit in the edge, but it's better than putting double on the lawn. This little bit here always does me head in. Okay, so the products we're going on with today are our Liquid Lawn Feed, Slow Grow, Stellar Bio Boost, Grace, H2Go Wetting Agent, and Orbit, which is our carbohydrates. Okay, we're ready to go. We've got all our products in, as you've just seen. What I've also got in here, big flash of lightning I really need to do to get a move on, is I've got a new wetting agent that I'm bringing out, which is not a surface tension breaker. It actually goes in through the soil after you've put your H2Go on, and this creates polymers lower down, which stops water leaching away. So in sand-based lawns, it's really good as well. So I put that some of it in here, just so that when we water, we're not losing any through leaching, and we're going to hold on to it. That's why it's called H2 Old. So I'll just get spraying, and I'll see you on my return. All right, quick exit tonight. Absolutely thundering over there, big bolts of lightning, so I am off. What I'm going to do is leave the sprinkler on here to water this in. Very important that we water the wetting agent in. We don't want that sitting on top. Nothing will happen, but obviously it's not going to start working until it gets washed in, and then we can take advantage of the rain. If it comes, hopefully it will. Hopefully it'll chuck it down. But yeah, let's get out of here. Okay, so we made it back to the van safe. Now I've got a sprinkler on there, watering in that wetting agent. Very important that wetting agent gets watered in straight away. It's going to take the products with it, that's absolutely fine. Ideally we want them to stay on the leaf for a little bit, but just we've not got that luxury tonight, so it's going to get washed straight in with that wetting agent. Now I want to tell you, I've got a website that's up and running, Daniel Hibbert, lawnexpert.co.uk. I'm getting rid of eBay, it's still going, but if you choose to use the website, there is a code, launch10 in capitals, so it's launch10 in capital letters and just numbers, that will give you 10% off at checkout. So go check it out. It's really user friendly. We've made it as easy to use as possible. We've had good reviews so far. So go and have a look, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time here when we'll show you the results of what we've done, and we'll get some Galactic on. Couldn't have timed that any better if I'd have tried. And look at this. It says 10% chance of rain. Couldn't have timed that any better if I'd have tried. And look at this. It says 10% chance of rain.